It's a sunny day, but it's chilly and cold, and there's nothing better that I like to do on a cold day than cook a big pot of beans. Of course, stew and soups are great too, but today we're going to cook beans, and we are doing Great Northern beans. I love beans. These Great Northern beans are a little bit bigger than a navy bean, and they're full of all kinds of health benefits. Now, we're going to use a pot to cook them in on the stove top, but if you want to use your slow cooker, then you can do that, no problem. Some people soak their beans before cooking them. I'm not going to soak them. Soaking maybe lets them cook a little faster, but one thing that I've seen it do is some of the shell casings, the casings on the bean kind of separate and fall off, so I like to just cook them without soaking them, and they're always delicious. But we have one secret ingredient, so you want to make sure that you follow this video to the end to see what that secret ingredient is. And I'm going to give you one clue. If you like dinosaurs, you're going to love this secret ingredient. So we're going to start with our beans, and I've got about 3 cups of dried beans here. And now we're going to add our seasonings. We're going to do sea salt. Now the full recipe is going to be available at my website, so you can go there to see how much of each ingredient to put in. We're going to put in some coarse ground pepper, and we're going to use some nutritional yeast seasoning. Now, I talked about this in another video. It is so great. It's from Bragg, and it's premium nutritional yeast seasoning, and it adds really great flavor to most foods, and it gives you some super B vitamins. So it's a way to add more value to what you're eating. And I've got maybe 2-3 tablespoons here. And then we're going to put a spice mixture in. Now, I've been using this 21 organic spice mixture from Costco, and I've been really happy with it. It's no salt, but it's got a lot of good flavors in it. So I've got about 3 tablespoons of that I'm going to put in. We have 3 beautiful bay leaves, and that goes in there. So this is what we have in the pot. Now we're just going to cover this with water, and we're going to put the blaze on about medium, bring it to a simmering boil, then reduce it, and then we're going to let it cook for several hours. Before we do that, we're going to put 1 extra seasoning in it, and this is a bone, yeah, from the grocery store, from the butcher. This is a bone marrow bone, so it's going to go in, and I got 3 of these for $1.16. Nothing adds more flavor and even more nutrition to your soups and stews and your beans than wonderful bone marrow. And we're going to put in just some boneless pork chops, thin pork chops, because this is going to be a whole meal. So this soup, these beans are going to be an entire meal because they're going to have the shredded pork in them and all the wonderful nutritional things in it, and you're just going to feel like you've had a full meal. So here's what we've got. We've got a pot full of beans, pork chops, and bone marrow, and spices, and salt and pepper. And we're going to add a little red chili flakes because I like a little kick with mine. So if you like a kick, then go ahead and add a few red chili flakes. Okay, we got the blaze going at about medium. Put a lid on it, and I might have to kind of put this lid askew to let some of the steam come out. But I'm going to bring it to a boil, and then I'm going to reduce the heat, and we're just going to let it simmer for a while, but come back because, in a few hours you're going to have some wonderful beans. So we've been going about an hour with the beans at a little roaring boil, and I've got the lid askew. So we're going to put our next really simple ingredient in, but you can see that, and you can probably hear that the beans are just boiling, and you want to keep close by extra water to put in because you don't want the beans to go dry and to burn on the bottom. So every hour or so, just add some water, And here's our next ingredient, but it's not the secret ingredient. We're gonna add some Lipton's golden onion soup, and this is gonna give it another layer of flavor. So I'm just gonna pour it in and give it a swirl and blend it in. And all those pork chops are getting really tender. This is a whole meal in this pot. And like I said, you can do it in a slow cooker and it will be much simpler, and just put all the ingredients in simultaneously. We're gonna let it continue cooking. So it's been about 2.5 hours and the beans have been cooking, and here's what we've done. We've removed the bone marrow, so all the good flavoring from this bone marrow is in those beans, and I've removed the bay leaves, so they're gone, and the pork chops that we put in, I've taken them out, used tongs, gotten them out, and I've just shredded them. I'm going to put them back in the beans right now, and then I'm going to show you the secret ingredient. And those beans are so tender, they're perfect. Okay, so the secret ingredient, I said think dinosaur. Well, we're going to put Tuscan kale, or it's sometimes called dinosaur kale, because it almost looks scaly like the skin of a dinosaur, and it is so healthy. We're not going to cook this to death. We're just going to put it in. We're just going to immerse it in those hot juices. Actually, it's almost like a gravy in the white beans. That's what I love about it. It's like a gravy sauce. So I've taken a few leaves and just stripped them off, and you see, you take the spines off, and it's very easy. You just take them and strip them off, pull them off, and then you just chop them up, and let's go put them in the pot of beans. Who wants a bowl? You ready for a bowl of Great Northern beans? All right, we are ready to eat. It's not gotten any warmer in the 2.5 hours that it took these Great Northern beans to cook, but they are just fabulous. I've plated them in 2 different bowls. I love ceramic bowls and I love wooden bowls. So here you go. Oh man, if you could smell it, it's just divine. You will find this very filling, very hearty, because you've got the meat, you've got the pork chop, you've got the Tuscan kale. So go to my website, allyskitchen.com, and you can grab the recipe